I'm going to describe the major factors of the world that are at play and combining at this point in time in history and how they're going to play out over the next decade or so. All right, it's very important today. Even got a studio audience over here. And it's very important information. It's not information that anybody gives a fuck about because people only see what's over here. You know, oh, am I getting this? Oh, is this happening? Oh, next week? Oh, this month? Oh, this year? And whatever, so on and so forth. But in reality, there's something playing out on a larger scale. Let's start with this little tidbit. This is sea ice volume over the course of 20 years. All right, it's at its lowest volume in the recorded history. Now, it's not a problem right now. We're sitting here in the mezzanine having a good time. There's food. We could order it, so on and so forth. The question being is that over the course of the next 10 years, what effect is that going to actually have? And what pressures is it going to put on the economy as a whole? And what results is that going to have for the common person? The issue being is that when shit like this starts to happen, the only solution our current society has is printing money. And as some people might be well aware, like this gentleman over here who bought a serious vehicle, right? He had to overpay it. The demand goes up, all that printed money, and prices go up. Now, luckily, he's successful enough to be able to pull that off some way, somehow. But that just goes to show you the nature of things. The rich are going to get even more richer. The poor are going to get even poorer. And if they try to mitigate that, it could lead to the collapse of the dollar. So you can have the collapse of ecological collapse where food is going to become more expensive and a financial collapse at the same time. Now, what is that financial collapse going to look like? If the dollar collapses today, so gentlemen, just so you understand what that means, it's going to have a bigger impact than what you can understand. Right now, we trade our dollars for electronics in China, right? So who's going to sit here for $1,000, 1,000 pieces of paper? Someone in China is building a factory, polluting their environment, and putting together this expensive, complicated piece of equipment. If your dollar is not worth a fucking damn, then they are not going to do a fucking thing for you for $1,000 fucking dollars. And then you won't have this piece of technology or the chips in your fucking cars or whatever it is, or sneakers, or anything that's being produced overseas if the dollar collapses. Now, that's going to be good news in the long term because we're going to have to relearn how to produce our own shit and live off of the fat of our own land over here, so to speak. But it's going to have a huge economic shift that's going to leave a lot of people extremely poor, and a lot of people won't be able to afford what they have. However, some people will be able to afford it because they're going to be in an economic position that makes sense, that works for them. And other people are going to come and try to shoot them in their fucking faces in the middle of the night, myself or whoever it might be. If the rich are going to get even more richer, the poor are going to get poorer, unfortunately, it's going to lead to a lot of horrifying situations. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I want to show the world the way it really works. That's what I do here at Trax News. This young man is coming home. We don't know his story. Unfortunately, a life is lost. Now, I know that's tragic to see. It's tragic for me to see as well. Unfortunately, a life is lost in a tragic situation. Why? Economic pressures is the underlying reason. Someone's getting money, someone's not getting money, there's no way to get money, and some fucking grimy, dirty shit is going to go down. That's the way the world works. You're not going to hear that on the fucking news. And, you know, it's easy to blame or to say or to this or to that or to here or to that. Economic pressure results in stress. It could result in violence, a marital dispute, a divorce, violence at home, violence in the street, violence this, violence that. So you got to understand, when this fucking sea ice is receding and the only problem is to print money, and the rich are going to get richer, the poor are going to get poorer, the gap is going to get bigger and bigger. Someone's going to be on a yacht with all the Instagram models, hoeing, and this and that, and the jewelry, and the diamonds, and the gold, and the here and the there, and someone else is going to be extremely fucking hungry and angry, and try to force their way into that world, more and more so. Right now, at least, you know, you can smoke a blunt, sit back, You've got, you know, flip through your iPhone and relax and find a way to go through. But if that, even that is taken from you, and you can't even get your fucking phone or this or that, and the economy completely shifts, and there's not even going to be any jobs, the situation could get out of fucking hand. So that is the big question over the course of the next decade, whether that's going to happen. At the same time, while we're dealing with that, there's a lot of fraud. Right now, you know, what's a great way of stealing money? Right now, you got DeSantis secures antibody doses on his own, skirting Biden's reduction of life-saving treatments. Biden ain't doing shit. He's not in control of anything. He doesn't know what fucking time it is. He doesn't know where the fuck he's at. He thinks he's the president of fucking Disneyland or something like that. So other people are controlling it. And what's happening, so these gentlemen would understand. What's happening is that there's other treatment shit that's going on, right? But the reality of what it is that's not profitable for some individuals that are out there that are controlling the big game, that got Biden on a puppet string like this. Get a booster. You guys get your booster yet?
Fuck no.
Exactly, right? But you know what I'm saying? They want you to get your booster. Every time someone has a needle in their arm, they make more money. They make more money. They did it with the opioids. They're addicted to vast amounts of cash. They take it, they steal it, they siphon it through this fucking fugazi system. When there's a medicine that comes around that could be useful, they say, fuck that, that's for horses. And they make you buy their shit over and over to make it a fucking huge monopoly and stuff billions and billions and billions of dollars, take it out of the economy, devalue the dollar, stash it on the side, live fantastic lives in Europe, in Monaco, and then you wake up in the morning and try to figure out how to fucking make $1 and why eggs cost this and milk costs that and this job's shit and everything turns to shit and this and that. And they're destroying the society and destroying the economy in front of people's eyes. And, you know, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. The types of levels of problems that this world has to face, nobody has solution for. That's where we're at. So over the course of the 10 years, no one's driving this fucking car right now. It's still cruising down the highway. Over the course of the 10 years, the steering wheel might go like this, the car might go like that, and someone's gonna, you know, deal with the consequences. That's all I could tell you. Prepare yourselves, awaken yourselves to the reality of what it might be. And, you know, this is Trax News here with a live studio audience. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming down. All right.